From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. U.S. President Joe Biden has ended his re-election bid and is backing Vice President Kamala Harris for the Democratic nomination.
The president's decision comes weeks after a disastrous debate against Donald Trump. Democratic allies had been urging the 81-year-old to step aside. He'd insisted he would stay in the race, arguing he was best positioned to beat Trump. But in a social media post, the president writes it's in the best interests of party and country to stand down and focus instead on the rest of his term. In a later post, he said Harris has his full support and endorsement to be the nominee when Democrats host their convention in Chicago next month, a move aimed at avoiding more party chaos. Sagar Meghani, Washington.
A Newfoundland community is celebrating the safe return of 7 fishermen rescued Friday night after spending days adrift in the Atlantic in a life raft about 200 kilometers from shore. The crew's captain, Eugene Carter, says a fire broke out on the ship's main deck, and he had to make a quick decision to abandon and get the crew into the raft.
We tried to extinguish the fire once, and then it just shot right back at us, and it was like wood burning. So we heard the cracking, so we knew that it was pretty serious and that it was out of our control. So we had to make the call sooner than later.
The town of New West Valley is holding a parade to honor the men's safe return. The University of Victoria has told pro-Palestinian encampment protesters to get out and says it sees no prospects for a successful dialogue. The protesters confirm the school has told them to leave by 8 a.m. Monday, but won't yet specify exactly how they plan to respond. Demonstrators set up the encampment May 1st to demand the school cut financial and academic ties with Israeli entities because of the ongoing Israel-Hamas war. The Prime Minister began a family vacation today in British Columbia. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is required to travel on a government aircraft for security reasons, but a spokesperson says Trudeau will reimburse the equivalent of commercial airline tickets for himself and for his family. Moviegoers ran toward the tornadoes this weekend, propelling Twisters to a blockbuster opening. Reporter Margie Zaraletta picks up the story.
That's a tornado right there, baby. Get some photos of that, baby.
The birth of a tornado, nature's masterpiece.
Twisters opened in theaters this weekend with $80.5 million in ticket sales domestically, according to industry figures. That's about $30 million more than expected. It's a sequel to the 1996 movie Twister with a new group of tornado chasers. Despicable Me 4 takes second place, with Inside Out 2 checking in at number 3. Longlegs is number 4. A Quiet Place Day 1 is 5th.
Twisters has also whipped up some spirited online discourse and debate, some of it about the film not explicitly referencing climate change. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Colton Herta has won Toronto's Honda Indy from pole position, maintaining control throughout what was a chaotic Sunday race at Exhibition Place. In baseball, the Toronto Blue Jays fended off a sweep by the Detroit Tigers. The Jays beat the Tigers 5-4, and they did it without shortstop Bo Bichette. He's out with a strained right calf. And Xander Schauffele has won the British Open.
Schauffele had been quietly efficient all week until the final 9 holes when the 30-year-old put his foot down with birdies at 11, 13, 14 and 16 and challenged the field to keep up. They couldn't. The PGA champion secured his second major title with a closing 65, a 9-under par total, posting a 2-shot victory over Billy Horschel and Justin Rose. Schauffele's resounding win completed a clean sweep of this year's majors for American golfers, joining Scotty Scheffler and Bryson DeChambeau. I'm Graham Agars.
From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.